Good morning, friends. Welcome to NPD Digest, a weekly webinar series. And today we are going to discuss the topic, the dimensions of NPD strategy. I'm your host, Venkatesh Narayanan, Principal Consultant at Physics Business Consultants Private Limited. And we are representing PDMA USA as PDMA India in Indian geography. So let us get started with a few introduction about this webinar. So this is a weekly webinar series focuses on NPD concepts, tools, and techniques. We will be discussing for about 30 minutes, 25 minutes dedicated to the topic and 5 minutes for Q&A. And during this course of this webinar, you will be coming across some surveys or polls. Please take them, and this will give us a better understanding about your expectations and how you like this topic. And then in the GoToWebinar panel on your right hand side, you can find out a section titled Handouts. Under the handouts, this presentation is available as PDF. You can download this for your future reference. And about physics. Physics specializes in business analysis, supply chain management, and new product development, consulting, and certifications. As we are representing ourselves as PDMA India, which is an affiliate of PDMA USA, we are offering a certificate that is New Product Development Professional, and this is coming from PDMA USA. So the training for the certification would be provided by Physics. You can get the books for this certification, and the examination is conducted at Prometric centers. And finally, the certification you will be receiving from PDMA USA. So this is shortly about what we are doing. So now let us get started. So before this, I want to have a quick poll. So I'm launching the poll here. The question is, do you have a clearly laid out NPD strategy for your organization or within your organization? Please vote. It is yes, partial, no. 3 responses are there. So please, I request everybody to respond so that we can move ahead faster. Okay, perfect. I'm closing the poll, and it is almost like 67% says yes, and 33% says partial. Okay, perfect. So let us go ahead. So now, before starting or discussing about NPD strategy, let us put ourselves into a context. The vision, strategy, how they are connected. Vision is an act of imagining, that is dreaming, guided by both foresight and informed discernment. It is not just a gut feeling, but rather it is a calculated movement or calculated imagination, or you are doing a good amount of forecasting that reveals the possibilities as well as the practical limits. So when we say vision, vision is not something like purely my aspirations alone, but it is the aspirations within a boundary, that is whether this aspiration is practical or not. That's what we say. This is the act of imagining within the practical limits. What is achievable? So it is a calculated one. It is not just like my daydreaming. No, it is the act of imagining what is the practical limits of this, where I can go. It depicts the most desirable future state of an organization. This is like, you see, whenever we say the word vision, we don't talk about this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon, right? It is not about the few days, but this is about years, where we want to see ourselves, the organization, in another 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line into the future, right? So that is the reason we say future state of an organization. The current state is where you are, how you are doing the things, that is describing your current state. So typically in process improvement, we say the current state and future state, right? But here the future state is like far future state, and this is the highest level we want to achieve at this point of time. But the moment you achieve that vision, you may aspire a different level. Vision never stops, right? For example, like when you are in the first year of your college, your vision is kind of like successfully completing the course. But the moment you finish the course and came out with flying colors, then your vision is like, I need to land up in a good job. And you have landed in a good job also. Your vision is accomplished. And then your aspiration is how I can kind of like improve myself in the career and reach the higher levels in those careers, right? So as soon as we achieve the vision, the kind of like we what we say like okay, we have achieved this, it never stops. That is the human spirit, right? So it never stops, and as soon as we achieve that vision, we will think about some other vision, okay, a higher level goal. So this is the way we are progressing. So here, like we need to understand the word vision very clearly. It is about the future state of an organization, but within the practical limits, and what are all the things possible, okay, and it involves good amount of forecasting, right? So that is the reason it is not a kind of like it is not a daydreaming, okay, it is a calculated future state description. That is vision, calculated future state description, which is achievable, okay. And this definition is given by Kahn. So let us move on. And next strategy. So we understood what is a vision. The strategy is, I really like Kotler's statement. Okay. An organization's game plan for achieving its long-term objectives in light of its industry position, opportunities, and resources. So now, say you have a vision. Now the next step is how to achieve this vision. And you need a roadmap, a action plan, a game plan. So basically, strategy is a game plan, and the strategy is prepared in documents. The thing is, like, you may be having a wonderful strategy in terms of documents, but unless otherwise you implement, you will not achieve the vision, right? So, an organization's game plan for achieving its long-term objectives. Here, you can replace this phrase with vision. An organization's game plan for achieving its vision in light of its industry position. Where are we today among the competitive landscape? Then what are the opportunities available in front of us, and what are all the capabilities you have? The resources are your capabilities, right? What are the capabilities you have? And the thing is, like, using these resources, okay, how to achieve that vision. So it will tell kind of like whether, so the vision and the strategy, they are kind of like they are interlinking, right? So to achieve the vision, strategy is the ladder which you will use to climb, right? Strategy is the action plan, it is the game plan, and it is a document. The document says that this is what we do. And when you say kind of like when you see the strategy, the moment you have the strategy will say like these are all the things we need to do. And when you break down the strategy will be in terms of projects. Several projects you will do to achieve that vision. The moment you implement all those projects, you are achieving the vision. Your organization is transformed from the current state to the future state. So strategy is a very clear cut road you will take to reach the destination. Your vision is the destination, and the strategy is the route map what you have. Okay, this is the route through which we have to go. So very simple, right? So vision is the destination where we want to go, and strategy is the route through which you will travel. How fast you go through the route, how slow you go through the route, that much time it will take to reach the destination or the vision, right? So let us go ahead. So now we understood what is a vision, what is a strategy from our perspectives. So now NPD vision and NPD strategy. NPD strategy is the means or game plan to achieve the NPD vision, correct? So now we are coming down to NPD vision and the NPD strategy. That is our kind of like our point of interest, right? So we are talking about the NPD strategy and the NPD vision. NPD vision is a subset of the vision of the company. To achieve that vision, how we are kind of like formulating our NPD vision, because NPD vision guides the NPD team, R&D team, marketing team, or the entire company regarding our efforts in terms of regarding like where we want to reach in our NPD projects. And the NPD strategy is the route what you want to take to achieve this NPD vision. So NPD strategy is the means or game plan to attain the NPD vision, right? Then NPD vision and NPD strategy. Here, like we need to understand, a company that doesn't have NPD vision and NPD strategy is like a ship that neither knows the destination nor have an engine, right? The thing is like, see, this is like very clear. See, new product development for any product companies, new product development is the source for sustainability and growth. Sustainability and growth for any organization, these two things are required, right? Sustainability and growth. The organization need to at least exist in its today's shape in the future. That is sustainability. Whether you are surviving, that is sustainability. Surviving is a kind of like the lowest level. An organization has to grow. So NPD is the only source, right? NPD is the only source for any product companies or even service companies to be sustainable and grow into the future. So a company that doesn't have this NPD vision, NPD strategy, you see, not having something like kind of like in many companies I have seen, they claim they have, but when you ask them kind of like, can you show clear cut? Can somebody describe this? They have a lot of difficulty in describing. So when the head of a NPD is not able to describe what is their NPD vision and NPD strategy, then I would say they don't have. And many people say that I have this in my head. If you have in your head, you are not able to articulate, and how do you communicate to your team members, right? I ask this question very pinpointed, and people agree. The thing is like having a NPD vision, NPD strategy in one person's head in company, it doesn't make much sense. It is not very useful. First, that person should be able to articulate and communicate to the entire team. NPD is not one person's duty in a company, right? It is like it is team's effort. All successful companies across the globe in their NPD initiatives, they have made NPD as a culture. It is a culture of the organization. It is in their DNA. So a company which doesn't have a NPD vision and NPD strategy, this is like a ship which doesn't know the destination, and further they don't have a propeller or an engine, right? So this is so important for a company, and many companies doesn't spend much time on this. They are embroiled, or they are more focused on their operations, and they forget about this NPD part. And what happens is like they wake up very late in the process. For example, Nokia, once fledgling company, very successful company, having 87% of market share in India, right? Like everybody knows Nokia, and we really appreciate the product. But what happened over the years, they completely forgot about their NPD vision and NPD strategy. It was kind of like they're little less connected with the market, and the management is not in a position to agree. Kind of like they're not listening to the next levels. It is becoming a more, I would say, kind of like egocentric top management. They don't want to listen to the people at the bottom. So many problems you can say, but ultimately where it failed at the NPD vision and the NPD strategy. They lacked their NPD vision, where they want to take the product, what kind of product they want to launch, right? They failed to listen to the market. They failed to recognize the things that are happening in the market, right? So a company that doesn't have NPD vision and NPD strategy will not have sustainability, then forget about the growth itself. When it is not sustainable, then where is the question of growth, right? Then NPD vision, an example for one of our client, okay? For one of our client, they have made a NPD vision very clearly. 30% of my annual revenue should come from new products, period. Every year, if I'm making like say 500 crores turnover, right? If I'm making 500 crores turnover, this company is making 500 crores turnover. And out of this 500 crores, 30%, 150 crores should come out of new products. So then how this company defines new products? So what is a new product then? The new product is something that is launched in the market in 3 years time, the new product tag, it loses, it expires, right? You cannot call a product a new product forever, right, in a company, right? The thing is, like, for example, like if somebody is like newly married, you will say, kind of like he's a newly married. You will not say this like for 10 years, right? So 1 year you will say, 2 year you will say, like kind of like a 3 year, okay, okay, acceptable. Fourth year you will not say I'm a newly married person, right? So the same way, new product, the tag new product is not forever for a product. You launch a product into the market, this company defines this way because their product has have a little longer, longer, I would say the product cycle is a little longer. On the other hand, a mobile company cannot call the product which is launched this year, they cannot call it as a new product next year, right? Because next year also they have to launch a new product. So in case of a mobile company, the tag new products, any new product will lose its tag as new product within 6 months, 9 months, maximum 1 year. That's it. So this company is in kind of like transmission line towers. Okay, this company is based out of Chennai, but they are operating across India and across Middle East, African countries, European countries. Okay, and this company, they say, whenever I say new product, the tag, from the date of launch, the tag new product expires in 3 years. So now the definition is very clear. So if I am launching a new product this year, January 1st, the revenue I'm getting out of this during 2020, 2021, 2022, which I will include as new product revenue. After that, no, right? So this NPD vision, like this is a very measurable NPD vision, right? Very measurable. In fact, I recommend this kind of NPD visions to companies. NPD vision should not be like a superficial statement, highly qualitative statement. It should be quantitative. It should be measurable. Your company's vision could be like a qualitative statement, but I would say NPD vision should be a quantitative statement. It should be a measurable one. So here it is very clear, 30% of my annual revenue should come out of my new products. Then I'm kind of like, I'm doing good. Okay, so this is your NPD vision. Then NPD strategy. Now the question is, how your organization is going to make that NPD vision a reality, how you are going to achieve this. So what is that roadmap you have, how you are going to do that. So this NPD strategy is about 5 W's and 1 H, right? What is that NPD vision, and how you are going to do it, and why you are going to do it, because it is sustainability and growth. When you are going to do it, where you are going to do it, and by whom, which are all the team members, stakeholders. So you have to define this 5W and 1H. That will kind of like clearly articulate how you are going to do this. This is your game plan or the roadmap, right? Right. So when we say NPD strategy, okay, NPD vision, it is very clear. So first, like for NPD strategy, first I need to have a NPD vision. This NPD vision should be in alignment with your higher vision, company's vision. It should be in alignment with your business strategy, right? So based on this, you will form a NPD vision. And I recommend, this is purely my opinion, I recommend the NPD vision should be measurable one. Like this, very pinpoint, no confusion. You see, vision statements should not confuse people. Anybody hears at the lowest level or the highest level, and it should be in our head. You cannot make a vision as a paragraph. Somebody should like, in some of the companies I have seen the NPD vision, this should be like one page. One page, how people will recall. Every time, kind of like during a meeting, somebody will read this, that's it. So NPD vision should be pinpointed. Nobody should kind of like, it should be like stitched in your heart. The NPD team should never forget 30% of my annual revenue should come out of NPD new products, right? Very simple. And we are kind of like the NPD head is measured based on this, right? So now when we say NPD strategy, now we are going to get deeper. You see, this is not this one session alone. We are planning numerous sessions, okay, and where we will be dedicating lot of things for new products, okay, the new product strategy, NPD strategy. Okay, so I will explain this along the way. So now the next thing is dimensions of NPD strategy. So we have 12 dimensions here. I would say, like in my experience consulting for various companies to help them establish new products, right? I came across these 12 strategies. Okay, but I won't say this is the limited one. No, your creativity may be setting the limit. Okay, but typically you can say if you are trying to follow these 12 strategies, 12 dimensions. Why I'm saying 12 dimension means it is a mix actually. In reality, it is a mix. We will discuss that. So now one of the most popular is Porter's strategic framework. It has three divisions. That is cost leadership strategy. A company may choose cost leadership or broad differentiation strategy or segmentation strategy. That is coming out of Porter's strategic framework. Miles and Snow strategic framework, it talks about the prospector, pioneers. They first get into the market. They come out with a new product, right? So it is a prospector, then analyzer, the fast follower or analyzer, then defender. They kind of like closely guard their market, and then reactor. Reactor is somebody kind of like, this is a firefighting. Nobody want to be in defender. I would say defender and reactor is not a good strategies. Okay, maybe a product that is kind of like not having any future. Okay, that is almost at the close the end of its life. Okay, defender strategy may be a good one. Okay, but reactor is a worst state. Okay, then the innovation landscape map. So you can kind of like, you can be you can come out with new products, routine or radical or disruptive, and finally architectural. So this is based on two dimensions. That is, what is the business innovations you do, and technology innovations what you do. And as I said, we will be discussing each of these frameworks as a separate session. Okay, because our session is 30 minutes, and I want to make it really precise. The 30 minutes, the reason for 30 minutes is I want to give you a spark. Okay, you have to be ignited. Okay, your idea is ignited in your mind, and then you will go through kind of like how to improve our new product development within our organization, the new product strategies. Okay, the processes within the organization. Then patent review strategy. The patent review strategy is, there are companies, even like we have a couple of clients, what they do is like for their patent, the moment patent is filed, some information is available, right? So by going through these patents, by doing the research in this patent, you will get new ideas. Okay, so it's a kind of like one of the easiest route, but a good amount of search and interpretation is required. Then degree of newness. It's a kind of like, for example, we have like 4 levels of new products, right? One is new to the world. When iPhone was launched in 2017 by Steve Jobs, it is a new to the world product. We never had, right? In fact, Steve Jobs' most important statement here is, many a time customer doesn't know what they want. So he said, like, this is a product I am launching, you will love this, right? So this is talking about, they kind of like, he and his team, they really understood the subconscious and unconscious side of the customers, when most of the companies are trying to interpret their conscious mind, right? So new to the world product, then new to the market. When same iPhone was launched in India after a couple of years, it is coming under the new to the market. The new to the company. Some company want to start in a product, but it is exist in the market. It's exist in the world for several years. So it is new to the company. Then the last one is called the line extensions. That is, I have kind of like say, I have kind of like a Honda City 2019 model. Then the company launches 2020 model. Okay, and with small feature improvements. Okay, small complaints has been addressed. Okay, so that is a line extension. That means you cannot find. So these days, the iPhones, what you are finding in the market is typically line extensions, right? So then the next one is platform strategy. Typically, automobile companies, technology companies, they use the platform strategy. That is the kind of like the same platform, the chassis, the engine. Okay, in case of an automobile company is used. Like for example, you may call a car as Xylo or Scorpio or XUV from Mahindra, but they may be sharing the same platform, right? So that is a platform strategy, because in such companies, especially automobile companies, the platform takes a huge investment to build, but at the same time they want to offer different taste to the or different variants to the customer, right, in terms of features. So you may really doesn't know that it is using the same platform, same engine, but you will find the two different cars, and it kind of like satisfies your aspirations or what you are looking for. Then technology strategy, where like for example Intel, they're going after technology strategy. Even today, 80%, 80 plus percentage of the chips market, right? The Intel chips, right? It is own kind of like Intel have this. That is the market share they have. 80 plus percentage market share Intel has. The main reason is their technology strategy. They make their product obsolete. They always kind of like go on kind of like better performing, smaller size, okay, better heat dissipation, okay, heat generation or dissipation, right? In all these parameters, they make their products obsolete by themselves. Okay, that means they come out with a better product again and again, and they don't leave any gap on this. So they are kind of like, this is a technology strategy. So this company today, like all this laptop or desktop manufacturers, they take pride by putting that is Intel inside that logo, right? So this is Intel Core i7, okay, eighth generation. When they have this logo, it is adding value to the product itself. So Intel has taken their technology strategy to that level. If you find today anybody who buys a laptop, if they don't find Intel, you are little worried, right? So this is a very good market position. Then market research strategy, that is, you will find what are all the gaps in the market. For example, like multi-dimensional scaling, one of the technique. Okay, we will be having a discussion on multi-dimensional scaling in one other session. It's a very good technique to find out gaps in the market where you can launch your product. That is, the people want this kind of product, okay, but nobody offers that combination. So you can kind of like really do some analysis and find these gaps. Either it could be in the price point, or it could be in the features point, okay, performance, okay, it could be on anything. But when you find the gap which is really appreciated by the customers and they don't have in the market, if you launch that, you will have a hot product. Then intellectual property strategy, IP strategy. So here it's a kind of like a company is kind of like going after innovation, okay, but this should be capitalized well. For example, Motorola has kind of like IP strategy. They were having like lot of patents, but the biggest problem is like they failed to commercialize it. Okay, the thing is like they have not used it to the extent possible. Then employee-centric strategy. One of our client, they kind of like they make it mandatory that every employee in the company, highest level to the lowest level, CEO to the lowest clerk level, everybody has to give 5 ideas in a year. They have a Kaizen program, and this is about new product. This is not in any other area. On the new product, they have to give at least 5 ideas in a year. And whenever this kind of like for normal ideas, no rewards. But when an idea is selected, implemented, they are given a handsome incentive, and that really motivates the people. And now this became a culture within the organization, okay, that everybody is thinking about like what could be the new product our company can come out with, okay, because they are also getting some incentive, and at the same time the recognition what they get within the company, that is amazing. Okay, they conduct a nice kind of like event every year. They call this as NPD day, and they reward the people, okay, whoever gave these ideas and the implemented ideas. So now say this company has 2000 people, 2000 employees, and 2000 into 5, so they are creating something like 10,000 ideas in a year. And this 5 ideas is given 5% weightage in their annual confidential review. This is a policy. That's it. The 5% weightage, the moment you give 5 ideas, whether good or bad, no, nobody cares about this. But you will get the 5% weightage. You meet your target in your annual confidential review. So that is a employee-centric strategy. So what this company believes is, strongly believes is, my employee are the best people who can give suggestions. Which company says this, right? Many companies take kind of like they don't involve employees in this new product development idea generations. Okay, and the thing is like this company, they cultivated, there is a 2000 strong force that is thinking about new ideas every day, and these people are like very nicely rewarded. And I have attended one function, one event, the NPD day, and they called me as a speaker because we kind of like a part of this organization to implement these ideas. So kind of like it is very nicely done. I would say it is a flagship event in this company, flagship event. All the 2000 people are participating in this event, and it's a 2000 employees are participating in this event. They called all their suppliers, customers, key customers, okay, and the consultants who are supporting in this area. We all were there, and this amazing event. And the thing is like the people who are going out of this event, they are really enthused. Okay, for example, they know that this company is not just talking, they are doing, right? This is not just talking. They're very serious about this. So this is like a Kaizen platform where people can go and log in, and this idea will go to the review team. So we will have one session on this dedicated, how to come out with a employee-centric NPD strategy within your organization. So we have a complete framework available, right? And it is I would say this is the lowest cost or the least cost NPD strategy. And then academic centric strategy, where the company may be working with a few research academics, where research is their primary focus. Okay, you can call this as research centers also, or academic institutions with excellence in research. Okay, they establish a center of excellence. For example, there's a kind of like Mysore Institute, where they're establishing like this is a center of excellence for the whole India in terms of food technology research. Okay, so they will partner with this academic or research institutions, and that is a strategy, because they say like for example, many a time the researchers doesn't know how to commercialize. If I'm a scientist, okay, you see, it's kind of like typically I say scientists are not very rich people, right? So the reason is like the scientist, like for a scientist, for him the satisfaction is coming out with something, good product or a good finding. Okay, his satisfaction on that. They're not after the money, of course. Okay, many a time I have met the scientists or researchers. They are kind of like their primary satisfaction is out of finding something new. That's it. And with that they are very satisfied. They kind of like they really don't go after commercializing it. But commercializing, entrepreneurs are very good, or innovators like Steve Jobs, they are very good. Okay, so the kind of like the companies will tie up with them, and they encourage them that come out with the new methods so that we can implement. And then open innovation strategy. Okay, open innovation strategy is like just not trusting our own team, okay, or not just relying our own team, rather kind of like be vigilant what is happening elsewhere in the world. So it is a kind of like it is a high level strategy where you try to take advantage of what is inside, and kind of like you try to take advantage of what is happening around the world. So you have to be vigilant what is happening in the particular field. Then the hybrid strategy. So hybrid strategy is nothing but it is a mix of all these things. So far we have discussed some 12 strategies, right? So on this page we have discussed 12 strategies, and here we have another 6 strategies, and here 6. So 12 strategies. So this is 13th strategy, where, but I would say this is the reality. The thing is like most of the companies whom I consulted or whom I interacted, the thing is like all these companies, they have a hybrid strategy, that is a bits and piece of each and every one, and they create. So now when you say like when you have this 12 strategies, 12 different strategies, and in each of the strategies different levels are there. For example, when we discussed about the partner strategy framework, we said cost, leadership, differentiation, and segmentation, right? Cost, leadership, differentiation, and segmentation, 3 levels. So in which level you want? So when you say like 3, or like in miles and snow, there are 4 levels. When you have all these things, then innovation landscape, another 4 level. So if you consider only this three strategies alone, these three strategy frameworks alone, it is 3 into 3 into, okay, sorry, 3 into 4 into 4. Okay, that is 4 fours are 16, and it is 16 into 3. That is like a 48 combinations are available. You can choose one of the 48. And when you multiply all these things, okay, all these different levels, you'll be having kind of like, I would say thousands. Okay, and how to select out of this? So you need to think what works for you. How do we do that? Okay, because each company takes something out of each, okay, each strategy or each framework. Each one is a framework. Okay, so you need to, so most of the companies NPD strategies are, it is a hybrid. That is a mix of 2-3 things, right? So with this, we are kind of like concluding today's session. Thank you so much for your participation. And here I want to take a couple of questions, and also we will take how do you rate this topic? Okay, please take quickly, how do you rate this topic? Because this will be helpful to us to plan whether you are really interested. Yeah, please. I'm seeing like only some 50% has voted. Okay, please go ahead. I need your response because this is very important compared to anything else. Because based on this, you will get better topics. Okay. Because I know like what's your interest level. Fine. So what I got is like 100%. It's very useful. Okay, thank you so much for that feedback. And then we have one thing like this is like please rate the speaker. Okay, please be frank, and again this will help us to improve. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So kind of like if you have some questions, you can type in this. Like I will take few questions considering the time because we are talking about 30 minutes, right? And then there is a group called PDMA India LinkedIn group. Okay, in LinkedIn, if you type PDMA-India, you will find this group. You can join this group and you can get better insights. Okay, we will publish a lot of articles here. Okay, and one of the areas we are really working on. Okay, you'll be finding some good articles here from across the globe. And that is so kind of like this is a continuous learning, right? This is how we share the information between us. Okay, and then the next week topic is stage gate process. Okay, so we will be talking about Dr. Robert Cooper's stage gate process, and we'll have a 30 minutes discussion around this. So right now there are not much questions, and I see one question that is from participant Ramesh, and his question is how to do this NPDP certification, and how it helps in my new product development career. This is an amazing certification, no doubt, and whatever the body of knowledge I'm talking about here, everything is coming out of NPD. So I would say it is very helpful for your career. Number one, it is a knowledge. I will say two parts. One is knowledge, and another one is the certificate. I would say always we need to go after the knowledge, and the certificate is a byproduct. Okay, and here in case of NPDP, that is New Product Development Professional, this is a globally recognized certificate. Okay, and this is coming from PDMA USA, and the certificate name is NPDP, and this is coming from this organization. This is a 40+ year old organization, and PDMA has conducted lots of studies, and they really mastered what are all the secret sauce. Okay, what is the secret sauce for making your NPD successful? So this book contains all these empirical studies, whatever we have found in the market. We know like these are all the successful companies doing NPD projects and launching good products every time, and their failure rate is very small. And after studying all these things, PDMA USA came out with this new product development body of knowledge, and it is an amazing book, no doubt. And you will find the insights on NPD or the learnings in NPD are categorized under 7 modules. Okay, so like this amazingly helpful, and somebody who want to kind of like grow in NPD career and want to become a head in for the NPD organization or R&D, this is an amazing certification. Okay, fine. There is another question. How do I enroll in this course? So like you can kind of like at the end of this slide, for example, like here, I have this certification manager phone number and mail ID. Okay, you can directly speak to the certification manager, and this is her number 900-304-9000. It is amazing course. Okay, and it will go through several weeks. Today we are conducting only the online sessions, and how to apply NPD in textile sector like apparels, ethnic wears. So Dinesh has a very interesting question. See, you might have heard about this company, Sharda Terry Towels, and this company is manufacturing micro cotton towels. And I'm a consultant to this company in the NPD area. And this company, like they invented this micro cotton towel long back. This is in 1992. But after that, the same product they are manufacturing. But over the period, you see, all NPDs have expiry date in the market, right? You will not, as we said, we will not call NPD as a particular new product as new product forever, right? It loses it has an expiry date. But after that, it becomes a commodity. So a new product will have market attention and it will command the premium pricing for some time. But after that, it will become a commodity. But by the time you make a new product as a commodity, you need to come out with the next new product. By the time you need to launch something into the market. So that makes this new product development cycle kind of like relatively very short in case of a mobile company, moderate in case of a textile company, relatively long in case of a cement company, because you know, at least for the next 20-30 years we'll be using cement for construction in India. Okay, there is not much of alternative at this point of time. Okay, so it is just anticipated, but the industry could be disrupted. Okay, so some industries are less prone to disruption, some are more prone to disruption. In case of the industries where it is more prone to disruption, your NPD launches should be really agile. It has to be kind of like more frequent, and your NPD strength is very important. And because of this reason, some of these companies, for example, Research in Motion, BlackBerry, Nokia, okay, then Motorola. See, this segment is really tough. This industrial segment is really tough. You have to, those who are kind of like at the height of their innovation, like Apple, only they can survive. Even like we have a lot of complaints, kind of like, or I won't say complaint. It's a kind of like even the leading companies are having this. Your product is relatively same every year. So it's a kind of like these companies are like in these segments, they are really struggling to come out with the next good product, right? It's a tough challenge because it is more frequent. Every year you have to show something new, right? So in case of NPD, you have to kind of like how to apply this in NPD. The thing is, like, you can establish, definitely you need to have an NPD team. And what is the next generation? First, you need to have an NPD vision, NPD strategy, and then because NPD strategy and NPD vision will define what kind of products you are going to come out with, and whether it is a kind of like a routine thing or disruptive things. Okay, that depends on your vision and strategy, right? I hope I answered your question, Dinesh. So I think that's all the questions for today. Thank you so much for your patient listening. I hope you enjoyed the session, and we will continue with another topic that is on stage gate process during next week at the same time. Bye for now. Stay safe.